Howdy, brothers and sisters out there in YouTube land. This here's Grateful Panic. I've got another video for you guys today. And it's going to be a kind of a mumbo jumbo of a video because I fully intended to make a mail call video yesterday and I got tied up and wasn't able to do a video. So um, this first segment here is going to kind of be a combination of what did I carry today and what came in the mail yesterday. So the slip joint I carried today was the GEC number 54 Big Jack, and I've pretty much carried this guy every day since I got it, and by pretty much I mean I have. You can already see some tarnish here on the nickel silver bolsters, which I need to get some flicks to, but I actually kind of like it because it gives it a kind of a worn look. Looks kind of cool in my opinion. And instead of a folder, which I've been carrying as of late, I actually carried a pocket-sized fixed blade by Great Eastern Cutlery, which is part of the mail call that came yesterday from my good buddy Doc Holliday, or as he is professionally known as, Eric. He sent this on loan for me to get some hands-on experience with and do a review on, and I'm not going to show you the knife because I will be doing a review on it tomorrow. And I just want to say thanks to Doc. I can't express how appreciative I am of him, of his generosity in sending this knife for me to get some hands-on time with before I actually purchased one, because I have been thinking about purchasing one of these and just haven't gotten around to it. But after carrying this for one day, I will definitely be buying one. This is a great knife. And my other fixed blade was also part of the mail call from yesterday, and it is the ultralight bushcrafter from Bark River Knives in CPM 3V and black canvas micarta. And this is also an exceptional fixed blade. I absolutely love this little guy, and you guys will be getting a full review on him also in the near future. And I know I spoiled it a little bit by showing the knife, but things happen. My Swiss Army knife / multi-tool carry for today was my camouflaged Tinker, which is one of my absolute favorite Swiss Army knives. The flashlight carry for today was my Olight S1R Baton Turbo, and this is a great little flashlight. As I've said before, if you guys don't already have one, you should definitely pick one up because, I mean, this guy's phenomenal. And also in yesterday's mail call was the Ontario Knife Company Utilitac 2, and this is the 9804 version, and I'm going to be doing a review on this guy in the very near future. And just from the little bit of time I've had handling it, I am going to say this is, and I know this guy's been out for a long time, but I just feel like it is an overlooked and kind of forgotten knife that needs to be brought to people's attention if you don't already have one. Just from what I've seen in the short time of handling it, you're probably going to want to pick one up. And it wasn't in the mailbox, but I haven't made a video in a couple of days, and that is because me and the family took a little mini vacation up to my parents' house in the Blue Ridge Mountains in North Georgia, and my daddy gave me a Buck Odyssey Model 181, which I will also be reviewing in the near future. And this is the NRA version because both me and my daddy are members of the NRA, and not to get political or anything like that, but we definitely support our Second Amendment right. So that looks like everything. I've got kind of a mumbo jumbo over here to the left. I'm trying to organize everything in my mind. But I think that's everything that I carried and everything from yesterday's mail call. So that brings us to the time to get down to the nitty gritty. The knife of the hour, the knife that we've all been waiting for, or at least the knife that I've been waiting for, the review knife. And today's review knife is also a knife that's been out for a good little while, and it has been reviewed, but I just recently picked one up and I wanted to give my take on it, and it is the K-Bar Dozier. And just right out the gate, I gotta say this is a phenomenal little knife, especially for the price point. So let's get the boring stuff out of the way and do some dimensions and material. And we have a fully open length of 7¼ inches. We've got a full blade length of 3 inches. We've got a cutting edge of, let's call it 2¾ inches. And that is in Aus 8 blade steel. We've got Zytel handle material with some good grip machined into it. All your hardware is stainless, with your pivot screw, your pocket clip and pocket clip hardware being coated. And so let's get down to the performance of this guy. I gotta say, like, holding it in your hand, it's got great ergonomics. I mean, it just, even though it looks just simple and kind of plain, it fits so great in your hand. And I actually carried this yesterday, and it kind of worked out good, because normally I don't do a lot of cutting at work, because I mean, I do a lot of cutting, but not with a knife, because I'm a machinist, so I'm cutting, metal, I'm machining metal. But the parts that I was running yesterday just happened to be parts that I was modifying for a customer, and they supplied the parts, and they were in cardboard boxes. So I cut open and broke down several cardboard boxes yesterday, and this guy just performed like a dream. You've got a high hollow saber grind on this guy, which, I mean, it slices and dices and cuts. It came super sharp straight out of the box. I haven't done anything to the edge. The only nitpicky negative thing I have to say about the blade is I wish they would have left a little sharpening choil. It just kind of ends a little short of the ricasso there. So it would have been nice for them to have left a little bit of a sharpening choil for the ease of sharpening. We've got some jimping right here on the rear of the spine, and I got to say, this is some really functional jimping. It's not painful. It's got some good grip. If you're getting in there really cutting some stuff, it performs phenomenally. And also on the thumb stud, which is a reversible thumb stud, it's not a dual thumb stud. You actually have, and I'm just guessing here because I haven't put any tools to it, it looks like it's maybe a T6 torque screw that you lefties will have to remove and then flip the thumb stud around, and that might be a little bit of an aggravation, but I'm right-handed, so no aggravation there. You've got a 2-position pocket clip, left or right, tip up only. And I do like the way they do this pocket clip. Instead of having to fumble and fiddle around with the 3 little screws and try and hold the pocket clip and get the first screw started, there's actually an indention in the handle material, and you've got a screw that runs all the way through to a barrel, which holds the pocket clip in place. So it's just a matter of removing that screw, pulling the clip and barrel off, and reversing it and putting the screw back in on this side. I haven't taken this guy apart, so I do not know if it's running on phosphor bronze or Teflon bushings. I'm gonna say, just from the feel of it, it's probably Teflon. If any of you guys have this knife and have taken it apart, feel free to comment below. I will probably be taking it apart and doing some little cleaning and lubrication myself, but I just haven't got to it as of yet. And also, that this is just all out of sorts, but this it's a very steeply drop point blade. It's almost, I mean, I would almost consider it a spear point, but it's called, and there's a little bit of tape there, you can see where I was using it, but it's called a drop point. It's a back lock with a steel lock bar, and I've got to say, on this one, I mean, well, just go ahead and prove me wrong there, but the action is really great. It doesn't drop shut. You know, it's, I mean, if you sit there and work with it, it's gonna close eventually, but it doesn't drop shut. But that's kind of the nature of a lockback, or most of the ones that I've had any experience with. Of course, some of the cold steels with the axe, the dadgum. Now that's embarrassing. Anyway, the lock that they have, I've had several cold steels, and for the life of me, the proprietary name that they use for their back lock is evading me as of this moment. But this back lock, I mean, it functions great. There's no blade play. There's no lock rock. I mean, the lockup is completely, just totally solid. And I know you guys are supposed to remind Big Red to get a weight, but you know, you might want to remind me too, because I forgot to get a weight, because that is one of the main selling points for me on this knife, is how lightweight it is. We're looking at 2.3 ounces. I mean, that's just ridiculously light. You know, for our friends across the pond, we're looking at 65 grams. I mean, that, like, literally, when you put this guy in your pocket, if you don't already have one, I gotta tell you, you put it in your pocket, you absolutely do not know that it's there. Like, you literally forget that you have a knife in your pocket. That's how light it is. So, all in all, I'm gonna have to say that this gets the GratefulPanic star of approval, which is 1 3/4 thumbs up. If you don't have one, I definitely, I mean, especially for the price point, depending on what variant you get in this knife, you can get it from anywhere from $15 to $20. I mean, the most expensive one I saw on Amazon was $20, and $20 for a knife that functions as good as this one does is, I mean, I would be willing to pay double that for this knife. I mean, this is a great knife. Yeah, AUS-8 isn't the greatest blade steel in the world, but you got $40, $50, $60 knives out there with AUS-8 blade steel, and Zytel handle material, and the fact that it doesn't have any liners, so there's no, you know, added weight there from that stainless steel, makes it even, you know, makes the lightness of it, it makes it able to be that light, is what I'm trying to say, and I'm stumbling all over myself. And you know, it flexes a little bit, but I don't think you're going to be chopping down any trees or, you know, batoning any wood. For just a basic whip it out of your pocket utility knife, I mean, hands down, this guy just about can't be beat for the price. And I didn't put it in the title because this is not a clickbait, trying to get more views type of situation. This is a way of showing my appreciation to you guys that have joined the Grateful Panic family and watch my videos and have subscribed. But it just so happens that I like this knife so much that somehow I ended up with two of them. And I have opened this one just to give it a once over, to make sure there weren't any factory flaws, to make sure it was a functioning knife. But this knife, this one right here, is going to end up in one of you guys' hands. So if you made it this far in the video, if you watched the entire video, and you know, even if you're a new subscriber, if you made it to the end of this video, all you have to do is put a comment below, and even if you just say, you know, type the word or use it in a sentence, just use the word billy goat, or the phrase, I guess, phrase billy goat in your comment. And for each comment that has the phrase billy goat in it, I will respond with a number. And this giveaway is going to, let's say it's going to go through Friday, and Friday evening, if at all, I mean, if something comes up, I will do it first thing Saturday morning, but I'm shooting for Friday evening. We're going to do the drawing, and we're just going to use random.org, and however many people, it doesn't matter if it's 2 or 200, this knife is being given away. So if it's 2, your chances are really good. But just like I said, just put the phrase billy goat in the comments. I will give you a number, and on Friday I'll use random.org and do a drawing, and whoever's number comes up will be the proud owner of a brand new K-Bar Dozier. So thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate all your support. I really appreciate all the subscriptions, all the comments. You know, just to let you know, I read each and every comment and respond to each and every comment. I don't just read them and say, hey, thanks. You know, I actually respond to what you say, and you know, I appreciate all you guys' support. Like, you have no idea how appreciative I am of all my subscribers. And so just as a little thank you to you guys, one of you guys could be getting this guy. So once again, thanks for watching the video. This is Grateful Panic signing off. And remember, guys, stay alert, stay alive, and hey, do something nice for somebody today. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.